Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in a while, I know, and part of that is because I've been busy, but I have been thinking about posting, but I haven't posted, so a thought without action is just a thought, and I guess today I decided I want to make it an action. Yeah, and that kind of ties into what I want to talk about today. This is my new journal, by the way. We should comment what we should name her because I don't know, she's kind of different from my other journals. She's real leather, she's thick, she's a lot of pages. She has a really nice cover. I have a pen with her. I got it for Christmas. And we'll bookmark, but she's just so beautiful. Like, I actually love her so much. Here's my name. Can't really see. But I wanted to talk about today was thoughts and stuff. And I wrote it down here. Where is it? Here we go. It's right here. So yeah, I'll read it to you guys. I know like some part of it, I kind of, because when I write stuff, I don't like, it's kind of just like what I'm thinking in my head, so it might not be correct grammar. So I apologize for that, but I'll try to like, I might have to translate some of it. So yeah. I labeled it Your Mind's Power. There's so much power within you. The fact that negativity, pain, self-hatred, and doubt can consume one's mind to the point they trick themselves into believing the unsaid is actually pretty miraculous. I struggle with anxiety, or I have, and an anxiety attack would always start from one bad thought. It would later escalate into something so much more, and I would be in physical pain. Pain so unbearable I feel trapped, and as if there's no way out. I feel it so intensely that I forget the feeling of good, warmth, happiness, contentment, etc. My own mind tricks itself so much and did so often that it led me stuck and hurt and fearful. With the understanding of what my mind can do during, I guess, like an anxiety attack, I can't even imagine what greatness and positive things that can come from it. So what I mean by that is, as someone who has dealt with like crazy anxiety attacks and stuff, especially like they happened a lot when I was in high school, and so like last year, they were like really bad where they would keep me up all night and I would just feel really, really sick and like just scared and in so much pain from nothing. But the pain was real though, but it manifested from, I guess, just sometimes just one single bad thought, like I said. And I haven't had one in a while, thank God. But I think the reason to that is because I don't let just one thought consume me anymore. I don't let all my thoughts consume me. I used to feel my thoughts so intensely, and sometimes I still do once in a while, but not as intensely as I used to. And I would feel them so painfully, like they would just painfully consume me that I didn't think I would ever escape. I didn't think I would ever get out of my mind. I felt so trapped in my own mind that I would just stay up all night, just like shaking, pacing, sometimes just feeling stuck, sometimes pinching myself, and I tried everything just to make it calm down. And really, I could have started it all off by shutting down that one negative thought or that one, because for me it was always like, oh, I feel like I'm off, and then I start to worry, like, what if it's this, what if it's that, what if it's this, oh my gosh, and then I have all these things going on tomorrow, and then I had this thing going on yesterday, and it went so badly, and I would just dwell and dwell and dwell, and it would often lead to that. I mean, sometimes I would get them due to other things, but for the most part, it was really just from a single bad thought. And I never knew what really sparked it, but now that I kind of look back, it's kind of just like, wow, like, I always would just like try to go to sleep, and then I'd wake up and be like, oh no, this thing happened, or tomorrow I have to do this. I would just worry and like drive myself insane. And so again, like I said, it's kind of miraculous that I was able to like feel sick and like so sick to my stomach, or I'd start shaking, or my heart would start beating when I'm laying down in the comfort of my own bed. My heart, like, I'm not running laps or anything, it felt like I had, but my heart would just be like boom 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 boom. And This cycle continued on for a while, and no medicine helped. And I don't think anyone could help but myself, really. I think what did help was eliminating any stressors or taking time for myself. But again, what I mean is really the best thing that could happen, or the best thing that helped, was healing my own mind and healing my thoughts specifically, because now I learned that you can have power about what you think. I used to think like, oh, no one can help but be judgmental. I mean, like, I still think that, but I mean, like, no one can help but think these things about someone, or think mean thoughts. Like, no one can help that. They just kind of just hold it in and just say the opposite out loud. Like, that's what really matters, what you say out loud, which is true. But I think your thoughts have some sort of power that we don't realize. I think your thoughts, I mean, they're what drive what you do every day. If you're thinking negatively, you're going to see everything negative in the world. But if you're thinking positively, you're going to see the positive things in the world. And you're not going to let anything stop you, you know? But your thoughts are like I mean, like I said, a thought without an action is just a thought. But even just a thought has so much power to it, you know? And it depends whether you give that thought power or not. And so I kind of started telling myself, like, next time I think about, I don't know, if I'm worried about the future or if I'm dwelling in the past, I would just shut it down. And I started practicing that. And I was like, wait, I can just stop myself from thinking about this. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, like, I'm such an overthinker, like, I overthink everything, like, I just can't stop thinking, I can't stop thinking. Even that in itself, I would think that, I would tell myself in my head, I can't stop thinking, and then I wouldn't stop thinking, and then I'd go to sleep thinking, and still now, my thoughts run pretty wild and fast. But if, like, even last night, I was having trouble sleeping, and I started thinking about things that happened in the past. I started feeling like emotions about thinking things that happened in the past, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Like, what good is coming from this? I can think about the situation 100 times more, and I can't change it, you know? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop thinking about that. I'm gonna start thinking about something else. And what I do is, sometimes it is hard to not think about something. So what I tell myself is, I just tell myself in my head, don't think, until I start thinking about something else. And but when I tell myself don't think, my mind becomes more clear and blank, and I forget about what I was thinking before. But when you let your mind just like dwell on the past or the future, you're hurting yourself. It's like almost like self-harm. Like, if you're thinking about situations that happened in the past where, I don't know, someone mistreated you, or even you mistreated someone else, and you're like, gosh, like, why did I do that? I'm so stupid, like, oh, this and that, like, oh my gosh, like, you start reliving the past or the future, but I'm talking about the past in this situation, but you start reliving that moment, but now it's just a thought. It's not going to happen again, and it hasn't happened. It's already in the past. When you start thinking about that moment over and over again in your head, you start replaying it, you start to feel those emotions physically, and like, you start to get angry or sad or fearful or whatever it is, or guilty that you used to feel. But why would you want to put yourself back in those shoes? Why do you want to make yourself feel those feelings again? Why would you want to hurt yourself, you know? When instead you could be thinking about, like, oh my gosh, like, about your goals or your ambitions, or like, wow, like, I can't wait to fall asleep and dream. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and do things. I don't know, like, this is horrible examples, but instead, when you start thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, at least for me, I always think about my future in ways, like, or about the type of person I want to become, or, like, I guess, like, I just think about manifesting a lot. And when I think about that, I start to feel it, you know? I start to really feel closer to the person that I want to become in my future, but like the positive aspects, you know? And like, I'm not worried or anything. And when I start thinking that, I start feeling it physically, and it's a good feeling. I let myself feel only good things, because you know, like, and when I mean by only good things, I mean like when I'm thinking. I don't want to dwell in the past and think bad things. And the thing is, though, it is good to feel every emotion. I mean, we all saw it Inside Out. Like, you need all your emotions, the good and the bad. But dwelling is not going to get you anywhere. You can, yes, reflect on your past and think, how can I learn from that? What can I do to make this situation better in the future? Like, if I ever end up in a situation like that, or like, what should I have done? Or, you know, to give yourself closure, I guess. But you don't need to be like, like, this person was so mean to me that one time, and like, why did this person say that? Like, have you ever, like, if you put into perspective, I have said crazy things to people, and I think about them now, and I'm like, why did I say that, you know? So, like, also, another thing, too, like, I think another thing that's helped me with, because oftentimes I dwell on, like, I guess people or the past, I'm just like, okay, like, if I put into perspective, like, oh, like, sometimes I say awful things, but I'm like, they're a changed person now, like, who cares? Like, it's in the past, it's in the past, it's in the past, like, I don't need to think about this right now. Why would I want to think about this right now? I could be thinking about other things, like, oh my gosh, like, I can be thinking about posting a video, and then actually doing it, and then posting a video, and then I can be thinking about, like, oh, like, what if someone sees my video and comments and tells me, like, oh my gosh, like, this video helped me so much. Or it can be like, oh my gosh, like, you suck. But, so, like, why would I want to think, oh my gosh, someone comments my video and that it sucks, when I can be thinking that, oh my gosh, this is a horrible analogy. Oh my gosh, like, someone loved my video. But I don't really care about that stuff anyways. I'm just using it as an example, because oftentimes, that's another thing too. When people are saying, I want to, I don't know, post content, then they start telling themselves, oh my gosh, but what if I post a video and then people from my school see it? Or what if I post a video and, like, people start hating on me? Or what if I post a video? That in itself is manifesting, and that in itself is your thoughts creating a false reality that hasn't even happened yet. You haven't even made a video or clicked post yet. But instead you think, what if I started content and it actually did really well? And then when you start feeling that, that's a much better feeling. And let's say, even if it did do bad at first, like, at least you're doing it, you're moving, because who else can say that they're doing something like that in your circle, you know? Like, it's all about perspective, but then also your thoughts, because what if it does work out, and what if it doesn't? But then if it doesn't, so what? You're doing it, aren't you? Isn't this what you wanted to do? Isn't this what you loved? And, like, if I've gotten, like, hate comments, and, like, low-key, like, they're really funny, because, like, they're not content with themselves. But, like, if you're afraid of being seen, or if you're afraid of being seen, it's only just because you're afraid of being seen in a negative way, you know? But, like, there are people out there who are horrible people, historically horrible people, and they still had people who love them. So, like, why? What is the difference between you and a horrible person, you know? Like, let's compare, like, you and, like, a bad person. But let's say you're, like, the best, like, you're, like, the sweetest, like an angel, you're an angel, right? But then there's this bad person, and you both want to do the same thing, but you're just here stuck, and you're like, oh, like, I really want to post a video, but I'm so scared, like, oh my gosh, like, what if people hate it? Well, this bad person is out here posting hundreds of videos monthly, and they're getting haters, and, like, they're a mean person, or maybe people love them, and you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, like, how are they getting all these views? How are they doing this and that? But you're not even doing the thing, you know? Like, and you know you have so much more to offer. You know you can do it, but you're not, but the only difference is you're not doing it. So why not just do it? Stop being stuck in your head and just do it. Again, a thought without action is just a thought. Anyways, I kind of, like, zoned out there while I was speaking, but I hope that analogy made sense. But yeah. So what I mean by that is, conclusion, from going back to what I said here, let me reread that last sentence, because, that is not the page. With the understanding of what my mind can do during a panic attack, I want to know, or I can't even imagine what greatness and positive things that can come from it. Because, like, I want to experience the opposite of panic attack. I want to experience a happiness attack, like a fulfillment attack. I want to experience, like, an excitement attack. You know, just from a thought. I have in the past, but I want to experience that more. I want to, like, tell myself, be like, oh my gosh, like, I have this new opportunity coming up, or like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so excited, and I want to focus on that rather than focusing on, oh my gosh, like, I'm just so scared, and what if something bad happens? Because your body and your mind, they're all connected, and they feel things, you know, and feelings are very important because it channels out into who you are as a person, or, you know, like, for example, whenever I do my hair and I style it good, then I start to feel better about myself. And it's not like, oh my gosh, like, my hair looks good, so, like, oh my gosh, like, everyone can compliment me. It's like, oh my gosh, my hair looks good, so I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel good. You know, I feel a shift in my energy versus when my hair looks bad. And I'm like, the world cannot see me right now, you know? Anyways, at this point, I feel like I'm just rambling. I hope you found something interesting in this video. Again, give me a name for my notebook. I feel like she needs a name. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna conclude it there. I hope that you learned something from this video, because I sure learned something from myself. And I will be posting more, because I forgot how fun these videos are to make. But I have been really busy, so I can't make any promises. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna go to sleep now, and I'm not gonna dwell on the past or be fearful of my future. Anyways, have a blessed day, and see you next time.